Hello aspirants, with UPSC just 3 months away, the pressure is mounting, the anticipation is growing. The best preparation for tomorrow is that you prepare your today in a best possible way. As the saying goes, and in the realm of UPSC, this couldn't be more true. Today, we have with us Gitika ma'am from VisionIAS, who will enlighten us on current affairs preparation for UPSC Prelims 2024. Welcome ma'am.
Hello Mrigang, thank you for having me.
Ma'am, very basic question that students are now preparing for prelims. First, they have to cover extensive syllabus and also current affairs. Now, current affairs are also becoming dynamic in nature. So, how do you see students grappling with the dual challenge?
Well, Mrigang, like you rightly said, the prelims exam is just a few days away, and students have a lot of pressure. They are under a lot of pressure to cover about 10 to 12 subjects. The prelims exam itself, requires students to keep up with the current affairs, and that has become a formidable challenge for all the students, considering that time is less and there is more to revise.
So, ma'am, you rightly pointed out that current affairs is a formidable challenge and it is to be prepared considering the fact that only 100 days are left. Ma'am, so why do you think it is still a stumbling block for many?
Well, Mrigank, look, current affairs is something that is very dynamic in nature. First of all, you don't have one specific source for it. Students are required to read multiple newspapers. Then it has to be done on a regular basis, jotting down notes, covering all sorts of sources. So it becomes a challenge for all the students because it has to be managed along with their preparation. And that is a big task for all the students throughout their journey.
So, ma'am, how can we cover current affairs? Now, this is an obvious question.
Well, to help students, VisionIAS has come up with PT 365, which is a comprehensive coverage of the last 1 year's current affairs. It entails not only current affairs, typical current affairs topics, but also topics ranging from other subjects such as polity, history, environment. So all the topics that are in news, which are relevant for the UPSC examination, those will be covered by PT 365.
Ma'am, is there any specific course for it? And what are the special features that set apart this course?
Well, PT 365 program has been designed in a manner that not only covers the news, but it also covers the understanding. It will help students gain understanding of these current affairs, these news, these issues that have been going on. Now, UPSC in its prelims examination has always asked questions which are inspired or motivated from news. It may not necessarily be a news-based question, but the motivation always lies in the current ongoing events. And this is exactly what this program seeks to do. It seeks to help students gain their understanding on these topics, and more so in a span of, let's say, about 60 classes. So considering the fact that there is less time, the program has been devised in a very scientific and structured manner.
So, ma'am, you spoke about two terms which are little subjective for me. You talked about news and you talked about current affairs. But, ma'am, when we deconstruct these terms, we come to an understanding that for current affairs, we have to read newspapers. For current affairs, we have to see Rajya Sabha, Sansad TV, which is now Sansad TV. We have to read a lot from magazines like Yojana, Kurukshetra. So, ma'am, would I be right if I say all of these news and all of these current affairs are part of PT 365 program that we're talking about and will be covered in the classes that this program entails?
Absolutely. Look, Mrigank, it is not possible for any aspirant to cover all these sources, in their entire course of preparation. They have to juggle with their classes. They have to read static portions, books, NCRTs. There is so much to cover that it is not possible for a student to keep a tab on every newspaper and, ongoing event that is happening. So in that respect, PT 365 comes as a very handy tool because it not only covers the leading newspapers such as Indian Express, The Hindu, but it also covers magazines like the Yojana, government important sources like the Budget, Economic Survey, and along with important interesting debates that you get to see on TV, such as on Sunset TV. So all those things are covered by PT 365, which have been designed in a very structured manner so that it is easy for the student to retain and absorb.
So, ma'am, just a small clarification. Since you talked about budget, so would this year's interim budget would also be covered?
Absolutely, absolutely. This is one of the most important topics, considering that prelims is in May, and economy is a section which UPSC focuses on, specially related to current affairs. So this will totally be covered.
Okay, ma'am, that's wonderful. I think that will be really helpful for the students. But can you please elaborate more on the other features of this program?
That's right, Megang. The program has very interesting features apart from classes, which will be covered in a given span or given duration. There will also be comprehensive coverage of subject-wise current affairs. So news related to polity, economy, environment, science and tech, all will be covered comprehensively. In addition to that, students will have access to our material PT 365, which has been designed in a very scientific and structured manner to ensure that students can retain this information properly. And to top it all, we have the mentoring program, which will help students get one-to-one mentoring sessions so that they can get personalized guidance from our experts.
So, ma'am, can we expect all students to have this mentoring support?
Yes, absolutely. All students will have access to mentoring support. They can seek guidance. They can, the mentors will help them keep their motivation high, to help them manage the exam stress. And they will also help them guide and understand what are the topics that are more relevant and important from prelims point of view, and the overall preparation strategy.
Okay, ma'am, that's wonderful, and that's, I think, very nice that students are getting mentoring support. But, ma'am, when we talk about mentoring, the one question that comes to our mind, that students have academic issues and non-academic issues. So are these mentors only for academic issues, or they'll be helping them in non-academic issues like managing their timetable? Since we discussed the paradox of plenty, the resource management, which is a huge problem in this preparation. So do they be helping them in these kind of issues as well?
Absolutely. Your mentor is like a friend, is like a philosopher and guide in this journey of UPSC. So the mentors will always be there for the student, who will handhold them through this entire preparation. And especially in the last few days when your nerves are really it is difficult to manage. So a mentor is someone who will really help them prepare in a more concise manner. So that is a very important feature of this program.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you so much for elaborating on it. Ma'am, the next question that comes to our mind, so we have mentors as well, we have classroom teaching, we have material as well. The one question that generally student deals with is the retention power. Generally students have very low retention power, or when they are doing subsequent revisions, they realize that they are not retaining what they have earlier read or earlier revised. So ma'am, how can we deal with it?
Well, you've asked a very important and pertinent question, Mrigank. Memory retention and, memorizing things and absorbing everything is the most important aspect in UPSC, because you are struggling to, answer 100 questions in about 2 hours. So that makes it a very difficult exam. But the PT 365 material and program has been devised in a manner that there is more use of visual representation. So the information is given in a manner that can be readily and easily, absorbed by the students. It can be understood better, and there are smart quizzes at the end of the material, which students can attempt to gauge their performance, to check how well they have understood the topic. And overall mentoring sessions are also there, which will help students assess their preparation from time to time.
That sounds really interesting, ma'am. There is also one more persistent doubt from the students, which is related to time management. Can you also highlight how a student can effectively manage his or her time?
Time management is one of the most important aspects of UPSC preparation now that the exam is just a few weeks away. The PT 365 program and material has been designed in a manner that ensures that students can effectively revise all the important content and issues in a short span of time. So the material is structured in a manner that there is more visual representation. All the important topics, so for example in environment, the latest species which are in news will be given at one place. In science and technology, the applications of the ongoing recent developments and technologies will be given at one place in a tabular format. So all these things will help students for in quick revision, and they don't have to go through various materials again and again.
So, ma'am, considering now 100 days are left, do you think note making is one important exercise that students must do?
Note making for current affairs is something that students always find very difficult, because it's difficult to keep up pace with the ongoing events. There are so many issues, so many things that keep coming in the news. The PT 365 material has been designed in a way that it kind of helps students, those who have already made notes, by helping them identify the gaps in their notes, because it is not feasible that a student may have covered everything. So they can use that material to identify the gaps in their current notes. For those who have not been able to make notes, who have not been able to regularly read newspapers, they can rely on PT 365 material thoroughly and comprehensively, because it not only gives information but also gives information in a very structured manner by highlighting the important aspects, telling the students about what is more important from prelims point of view. So the material is designed in a very scientific manner.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for comprehensively covering the program. Now, can you please guide us how students can enroll in this program?
Mrikang, the program is available in both online and offline mode. The classes are there, and students can log on to our website, that is VisionIAS.in, and also head to our offices, inquire about the program. Apart from that, there are these numbers on which they can call and they can make an inquiry.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much. Any final words of encouragement for our students?
Absolutely. Well, the first and foremost thing that I want to tell them is that to crack UPSC Prelims examination, you not only need hard work, but you also need smart work. And smart work means you have to have your resources in a very structured and proper format, which will help you make quick revisions even till the last minute. And to top it all, the self-belief, there is no compensation for that, there is no replacement for that. Students must have faith in themselves, and they should approach the exam with positive attitude.
Those were really encouraging words, ma'am. Thank you for your time and sharing your insights. So, aspirants, with PT 365, you are not just preparing, you are setting up yourself for success. VisionIAS is always there to support you in your journey to success. Keep faith in yourself and all the best for the exam.
VisionIAS has meticulously designed the PT 365 program to deepen your understanding of current affairs. This 60-hour course covers 1 year of current affairs, including daily plenary sessions on key topics. Get ready for comprehensive coverage of top resources like The Hindu, Indian Express, PIB, Economic Times, Yojana, Economic Survey, and more. Join PT 365 and elevate your chances of acing the UPSC CSE Prelims 2024. Available in both classroom offline and live online modes, batch starts 15th February at 5 p.m.